Subscribe for daily quizzes and let me know how many you got correct today. Here's some financial regulations trivia. What act established the SEC in 1934? Is it A. Securities Act, B. Securities Exchange Act, C. Glass-Steagall Act, or D. Investment Company Act? The correct answer is B. Securities Exchange Act. What regulation governs insider trading? Is it A. Rule 10b-5, B. Rule 14a-9, C. Rule 10b-2, or D. Regulation SK? The correct answer is A. Rule 10b-5. Which agency oversees compliance with anti-money laundering? Is it A. FBI, B. IRS, C. FIN, or D. ASIC? The correct answer is C. FinCEN. What act reformed banking regulations in 1999? Is it A. Economic Recovery Act, B. Dodd-Frank Act, C. Glass-Steagall Act, or D. Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act? The correct answer is D. Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act. Which body regulates investment companies? Is it A. FINRA, B. CCCs, or D. FDIC? The correct answer is B. CC. What document outlines an investor's rights? Is it A. Letter of Intent, B. Orange Book, C. Prospectus, or D. Corporate Charter? The correct answer is C. Prospectus. What regulation requires disclosures from public companies? Is it A. SOX Act, B. SEC Rule 10b-5, C. Regulation Fair Disclosure, or D. Glass-Steagall Act? The correct answer is C. Regulation Fair Disclosure. What act aims to protect whistleblowers in finance? Is it A. Financial Reform Act, B. Dodd-Frank Act, C. Securities Exchange Act, or D. Sarbanes-Oxley Act? The correct answer is B. Dodd-Frank Act. Which law expanded the powers of the Federal Reserve? Is it A. Emergency Economic Stabilization Act, B. Bank Holding Company Act, C. Glass-Steagall Act, or D. Dodd-Frank Act? The correct answer is A. Emergency Economic Stabilization Act. What is the common name for the USA Patriot Act? Is it A. Anti-Terrorism Law, B. Civil Rights Act, C. Freedom Act, or D. Security Act? The correct answer is A. Anti-Terrorism Law. Which law mandates that companies provide annual reports? Is it A. Sarbanes-Oxley Act, B. Securities Act, C. Glass-Steagall Act, or D. Dodd-Frank Act? The correct answer is B. Securities Act. What is the primary purpose of the Basel Accords? Is it A. Consumer protection, B. Risk management, C. Interest rate regulation, or D. Bank capital requirements? The correct answer is D. Bank capital requirements. Which act provided for the regulation of Federal Reserve notes? Is it A. Gold Standard Act, B. Banking Reform Act, C. Federal Reserve Act, or D. Monetary Control Act? The correct answer is C. Federal Reserve Act. What is the main focus of the MiFID II regulation? Is it A. Market transparency, B. Investor protection, C. Financial forecasting, or D. Trading volume analysis? The correct answer is A. Market transparency. Which agency enforces the Fair Credit Reporting Act? Is it A. CFPB, B. IRS, C. or D. FTC? The correct answer is D. FTC. What act regulates corporate financial reporting? Is it A. Dodd-Frank Act, B. Glass-Steagall Act, C. Sarbanes-Oxley Act, or D. Securities Act? The correct answer is C. Sarbanes-Oxley Act. What is the legal term for ensuring compliance with regulations? Is it A, regulatory adherence, B, legal drafting, C, compliance marketing, or D, regulatory oversight? The correct answer is A, regulatory adherence. What regulation affects executive compensation disclosures? Is it A, Section 951, B, Section 404 is incorrect because it pertains to management's assessment of internal controls over financial reporting, not executive compensation, C, Rule 205, or D, Section 404? The correct answer is A, Section 951. Which committee oversees the Federal Reserve? Is it A, House Judiciary, B, Congress, C, Federal Reserve Board, or D, Senate Finance? The correct answer is B, Congress. What is the primary goal of the Glass-Steagall Act? Is it A, deposit insurance, B, anti-money laundering, C, regulatory tax reform, or D, bank separation? The correct answer is D, bank separation. What term describes the process of verifying financial information? Is it A, financial analysis, B, tax assessment, C, auditing, or D, forensic accounting? The correct answer is C, auditing. Which act protects consumers against identity theft? Is it A, Privacy Act, B, Consumer Protection Act, C, Fair Credit Reporting Act, or D, Truth in Lending? The correct answer is C, Fair Credit Reporting Act. What regulation addresses loan disclosures? Is it A, Regulation D, B, Regulation Q, C, Regulation Z, or D, Regulation X? The correct answer is C, Regulation Z. Which organization sets accounting standards? Is it ASCE, C, FASB, or DAICPA? The correct answer is C, FASB. What act governs investment advisor regulations? Is it A, Investment Advisors Act, B, Dodd-Frank Act, C, Securities Exchange Act, or D, Investment Company Act? The correct answer is A, Investment Advisors Act. Which regulation deals with commodity trading? Is it A, Securities Exchange Act, B, Dodd-Frank Act, C, Commodity Exchange Act, or D, Fair Trade Act? The correct answer is C, Commodity Exchange Act. What is the main purpose of the Volcker Rule? Is it A, risk assessment, B, international regulations, C, consumer protection, or D, proprietary trading restriction? The correct answer is D, proprietary trading restriction. Which agency administers the federal securities laws? Is it A, Securities Exchange Commission, B, Financial Industry Authority, C, Internal Revenue Service, or D, Federal Reserve System? The correct answer is A, Securities Exchange Commission. What agency oversees the practices of credit unions? Is it A, FDIC, B, OCC, or D, CFPB? The correct answer is C. What term indicates a financial obligation? Is it A, revenue, dividend, C, liability, or D, asset? The correct answer is C, liability. What is the main focus of the Investment Company Act? Is it A, bankruptcy laws, B, investment fund regulation, C, corporate tax policies, or D, real estate investment? The correct answer is B, investment fund regulation. Which international organization sets banking standards? Is it A, WTO, B, Basel Committee, C, World Bank, or D, IMF? The correct answer is B, Basel Committee. What provides guidelines for fair lending practices? Is it A, Equal Credit Opportunity Act, B, Truth in Lending, C, Fair Housing Act, or D, Dodd-Frank Act? The correct answer is A, Equal Credit Opportunity Act. What is the instance of the SEC enforcing securities laws? Is it A, regulatory audit, B, stock dividend, C, market analysis, or D, enforcement action? The correct answer is D, enforcement action. What law facilitates mergers and acquisitions? Is it A, Hart-Scott-Rodino Act, B, Glass-Steagall Act, C, Sherman Act, or D, Clayton Act? The correct answer is A, Hart-Scott-Rodino Act. What regulation governs mutual fund advertising? Is it A, SEC Rule 10b-5, B, SEC Rule 482, CC Regulation D, or D, FINRA Rule 147? The correct answer is B, SEC Rule 482. What term describes a financial plan for spending? Is it A, budgeting, B, investment strategy, C, financial statement, or D, forecasting? The correct answer is A, budgeting. What regulation affects the sale of securities in interstate commerce? Is it A, Investment Company Act, B, Securities Exchange Act, C, Glass-Steagall Act, or D, Securities Act of 1933? The correct answer is D, Securities Act of 1933. Which law provides protections for pension funds? Is it A, Affordable Care Act, B, Social Security Act, C, Employee Retirement Income Security Act, or D, Health Insurance Portability? The correct answer is C, Employee Retirement Income Security Act. What is the principle that separates investment banking from commercial banking? Is it A, Federal Reserve System, B, securities fraud, C, Dodd-Frank Act, or D, Glass-Steagall Act? The correct answer is D, Glass-Steagall Act. Thanks for watching. Comment with how many questions you got correct. Should we make the next video have easier or harder problems? Was the difficulty just right? Do you have suggestions for future trivia topics? Don't forget to drop a like and sub if you enjoyed the video.